Hello, my name is Aisyah Alania and I will present regarding the background of Kudat. Kudat is located in the east coast of Sabah, surrounded by the South China Sea and the Sulu Sea, and it is very close to the ocean. And because of how close it is at risk for coastal erosion and rising sea levels. The next one, Kudat experienced a tropical rainforest climate, which is with distinct wet and dry seasons. As you can see here, this is the map of Kudat in Sabah, Malaysia, which is surrounded by the Sulu Sea and the South China Sea, and it is located near the tip of Sabah. Next, I will talk about the challenges that Kudat face regarding the groundwater, which is the first one is a slow refill of aquifer. Aquifer is a layer of rock or sediment that stores water or move the water underground. Aquifer made of sand, gravel, or other porous rocks. So, a prolonged drought and changing precipitation patterns reduce aquifers' natural refilling. During dry seasons, groundwater depletion happens more quickly. So, in the first picture that I gave you, here it is a news regarding the dry spells in Kudat. The minister there warned the villagers to store water during the dry seasons. The second challenge is the presence of salt water. Because of the location of Kudat, the groundwater is exposed to the saltwater intrusion. Groundwater quality drops due to saltwater flowing into coastal aquifers caused by rising sea levels. Because of this, freshwater aquifers are not suitable for agriculture and drinking, especially in located coastal regions, which is Kudat. And also, because of the slow refill of the aquifer, the sea level can intrude into the aquifer and cause the contamination of fresh water due to saltwater intrusion. Lastly, extreme weather can also be a challenge to Kudat in getting a clean groundwater. Intense rainfall and flooding increase the risk of contamination of groundwater sources with pollutants. Frequent flooding can potentially lead to the spread of diseases. Floodwater are largely filled with all manner of filth and bacteria. As such, ingesting or making skin contact with these contaminated waters can lead to infectious diseases. For your information, aquifer layer in the Kudat groundwater is mainly being refilled by the rainfall. So, it is largely possible that the aquifer is being refilled by the contaminated water. Hence, it is not safe for us to use the water due to the contamination. And the figure I provided below is about the monthly precipitation levels in Kudat, which tells you that Kudat experience rainfall every month and extremely high in December and January, which is above 200 millimeter precipitation levels per month.
There are three impact assessments for the impact of climate change on the groundwater dependency in Kudat Sabah. The first assessment is on agriculture. Agriculture in Kudat Sabah faces significant challenges due to climate change, particularly groundwater depletion and saltwater intrusion, which disrupt irrigation and reduce crop yields. Prolonged droughts further limit groundwater recharge, while saline groundwater degrades soil fertility, making it harder for farmers to grow crops like rice and vegetables. Many farmers face financial strain in adapting to these changes, with some abandoning agriculture altogether. These issues threaten food security, increasing reliance on costly imported goods, and jeopardizing the region's economic stability. Addressing these challenges requires sustainable water management and support for farmers to adapt effectively. Next is the clean water access. Climate change significantly impacts clean water access in Kudat, particularly for rural communities reliant on groundwater. Saltwater intrusion from rising sea levels and over-extraction contaminates freshwater aquifers, while pollutants from agricultural runoff, waste disposal, and intensified flooding further degrade water quality. This scarcity forces households to invest in costly water treatment or travel long distances for clean water, increasing financial and time burdens, especially for low-income families. Contaminated water heightens the risk of waterborne diseases and disrupts daily life for schools, healthcare facilities, and businesses. Urgent measures such as safeguarding groundwater sources, promoting water conservation, and implementing sustainable management practices are essential to ensure a long-term access to clean water for Kudat's residents. Other than that, the economic cost impact of climate change on groundwater dependency in Kudat is significant, affecting agriculture, tourism, and local finances. Addressing contamination and scarcity requires costly infrastructure investments, such as desalination plants and advanced water treatment, which strain government and household budgets. These costs are often passed on to consumers, worsening financial pressures, especially in lower-income communities. Groundwater depletion and saltwater intrusion harm agricultural productivity, forcing many farmers to abandon their livelihoods, which increases food imports and raises prices, threatening food security. Tourism, crucial for the local economy, suffers as degraded ecosystems deter visitors. The combined economic toll underscores the need for proactive measures like protecting water catchments and investing in sustainable development to ensure long-term resilience and growth.
Hello, I'm Kelvin. Now I'm gonna to proceed to innovation strategies and recommendation in Kudat. First of all, adopting integrated water resource management (IWRM) involve the coordinated management of water resources, taking into account the needs of all users such as agriculture, industry, domestic, and the environment by promote cross-sectoral planning between local governments, water utilities, and environmental agencies to ensure a holistic approach to water management. IWRM also can implement data-driven decision-making processes that incorporate real-time climate data, hydrological modeling, and underground water monitoring system. Next, integrated underground management with surface water conservation practices to reduce pressure on aquifer, especially during drought periods. Next, we have alternative water supply sources to reduce reliance on groundwater by developing alternative water sources, by exploring desalination technologies to make seawater potable, particularly given Kudat coastal location, to reduce the strain on freshwater resources. Initially, the seawater is extracted and will pass through pretreatment filter to filter out large particles such as pollen or dust, then polish to remove any tiny particle like bacteria. The salts and other impurities from water is removed by reverse osmosis membrane, while the rejected salty water will goes back to ocean through the tunnel, the outlet tunnel. Minerals like magnesium, calcium, and fluorine are added to water to reach drinking water standard and will finally fill into the drinking water supply tank to be consumed by the consumer. Next, we have water conservation policies. Government can mandate the use of water-efficient appliances, irrigation systems, and technologies in household, industries, and agriculture. For example, using low-flow faucets and drip irrigation systems can drastically reduce water consumption. Here is the video to show how drip irrigation system works. Furthermore, we have subsidies for rainwater harvesting. Government or authorities provide subsidies or tax breaks for the installation of rainwater harvesting system to encourage widespread adoption, especially in regions experiencing water scarcity or high dependence on groundwater, where the rainwater is collected from a roof-like surface and redirected to a tank, well or aquifer percolation so that it seeps down and restore the groundwater and can be consumed by the consumer.
Hi, I'm Samira Kadid and I'm going to explain about the background and challenges of groundwater in Japan. Japan has heavy seasonal rainfall and has a very climate that range from subarctic in the north to subtropical in south. Japan water supply depend heavily on groundwater, especially in area with little or erratic surface water supplies. It is an essential resource for home usage, industry, and agriculture. In regions without sizable river or lake, particularly during dry spell, groundwater has historically offered a steady and dependable source of water to supplement surface water. However, because of its position and environmental variety, Japan is also particularly vulnerable to the effect of climate change. The quantity and quality of groundwater are facing serious problems due to the consequence of climate change, which include changing precipitation pattern, a rise in the frequency of extreme weather events, and rising sea level. The challenges of groundwater in Japan is firstly about the increased depletion. Groundwater extraction is increasing due to altered rainfall pattern, leading to increased dependency for industrial, drinking, and irrigation purposes, potentially causing aquifer depletion and decreased supply. As climate change alters precipitation pattern, surface water sources like river, lake, and reservoir become less reliable. For instance, heavy rainfall events lead to quick surface runoff instead of slow infiltration into aquifer. Cities like Tokyo and Osaka rely on groundwater to supplement their municipal water supply, particularly during drought or peak demand period. Secondly, pollution and contamination. Flood and intense precipitation can lead to pollution from industrial waste and agriculture runoff, contaminating groundwater and harming aquatic habitats that rely on it for clean drinking water. The climate change increased the frequency of heavy rainfall events and typhoon that causing floodwater carry pollutants such as agricultural fertilizer, pesticide, and industrial waste into aquifer. In urban area, stormwater can mix with untreated sewage during flood, leading to contamination of shallow groundwater. In areas like Kanto and Kansai, intensive agriculture activities has been linked to nitrate leaching into the groundwater. This combined with urban runoff pollution during typhoon put further strains on water quality. Rising sea level. Rising sea level put coastal aquifer at danger of saltwater intrusion, which contaminates freshwater supply and lower the amounts of drinkable groundwater available. For low-lying coastal area that rely on groundwater for agriculture and drinking, this is especially troublesome. In coastal region of Japan, such as the Seto Inland Sea and Okinawa, aquifers are particularly vulnerable. Once contaminated by salt water, aquifer become unsuitable for drinking and agriculture use. Desalination or alternative water sources are expensive and energy intensive solution. Region like Shizuoka Prefecture, known for its coastal aquifer, face risk from rising sea level. If saltwater intrusion worsen, it could impact local agriculture and freshwater availability for communities.
Hello everyone. Today I will discuss how climate change is impacting groundwater dependency in Japan with a focus of sedimentary rock aquifers, which is impact assessments that highlight environmental, social and economic implications. The majority of Japan's groundwater is stored in these aquifers, which are important for industry, agriculture, and drinking water. However, because of their natural behavior, they are extremely vulnerable to climate change. By shifting patterns of rainfall, climate change is interfering with sedimentary aquifer recharging. Frequent droughts and less regular precipitation cause groundwater levels to drop, making it possible for aquifers to recover. Rising sea level cause saltwater intrusion into coastal aquifers, which turning the fresh groundwater into brackish water that is not healthy for humans to use to drink and to bathe and more. After saltwater intrusion, typhoon-induced heavy rainfall additionally brings pollutants into these forest rocks formations, such as industrial waste and chemical use in agriculture. This pollution may remain for decades, damaging all the ecosystem and water quality since water passes slowly through the sedimentary rocks. So, the citizens' area are both impacted by groundwater stress. A lack of water is a problem for farmers during planting seasons, which lowers agricultural yields and put at risk food security. So households very costly and expensive rise as a result of people's increased reliance on expensive alternative water resources due to declining groundwater levels. Because low income and elderly people have limited access to safe, clean water, groundwater pollution causes the major health hazards. Due to these difficulties, some people are compelled to level where they live and which lead to socio-economic disparities. The economy of Japan also suffers, while a sector that depends significantly on groundwater agriculture experiences losses as a result of soil salinization and water scarcity. The requirements for advanced water treatment increase operating costs for sectors like food production and depend on clean groundwater. Excess groundwater extraction results in land subsidence, which very damage to the building, roads, and raises public costs. The stability of the economy over the long run is threatened by these financial loss.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. My name is Mohammad Musa and I will be presenting about the innovation strategies and recommendation in Japan. So first we have smart water management. We go to smart water monitoring system. We can deploy, implement IoT-enabled sensors to monitor water quality and quantity in reservoirs, rivers, and aquifers. This ensures timely intervention for contamination or over-extraction. Second, we have aquifer recharge system. Building aquifer recharge, which is MAR systems that collect excess surface water during rainy seasons and inject it into underground aquifers using natural methods such as creating recharge basins and artificial wetlands to enhance groundwater replenishment while also maintaining ecological balance. Third, we have promoting rainwater harvesting. We can mandate rainwater harvesting system in urban infrastructure such as buildings, parks, and public facilities. Provide incentives. We can also provide incentives like tax benefits or subsidies to encourage households, industries, and institutions to adopt rainwater harvesting. Last but not least is desalination technologies. Invest in energy efficient desalination technologies such as reverse osmosis and solar powered desalination plants to provide fresh water in coastal areas. We can also combine desalination with renewable energy sources to minimize the carbon footprint and improve accessibility in water scarce regions. Second, resilient infrastructure and pollution control. So first, we have climate adaptive systems. We can design water infrastructure that can withstand extreme weather conditions such as flooding and drought. This includes flood-resistant drainage systems, reservoirs with adjustable capacity, and flexible irrigation channels. Use permeable materials for urban infrastructures like roads and pavements to facilitate natural water infiltration and reduce surface runoff. Second, We can improve irrigation systems by introducing advanced irrigation technologies like drip irrigation and sprinkler systems that conserve water while also maintaining crop yields. We can also train farmers in precision irrigation techniques using data from sensors and satellite imagery to deliver water directly to root zones. Third but not least, sustainable pollution control practices. We can enforce stringent regulations to prevent industrial and agricultural pollutants from contaminating water bodies. We can also promote the use of eco-friendly fertilizers and pesticides to reduce agriculture runoff. We can also establish community-driven cleanup initiatives and adopt bioremediation techniques to treat polluted water bodies. So the last innovation strategies and recommendations for Japan is agricultural and disaster adaptation. So first we have drought resistant crops. We can develop and distribute genetically modified or selectively bred crop varieties that thrive in water-scarce conditions and require minimal irrigation. We can also encourage farmers to adopt multi-cropping and crop rotation techniques to enhance soil health and water efficiency. Second, precision farming techniques. We can use AI, drones, and satellite imagery to monitor soil moisture, crop health, and weather patterns, enabling precise applications of water, fertilizers, and pesticides. Implementing smart irrigation systems integrated with weather forecasts can also avoid overwatering and conserve resources. Last, early warning systems for disasters. You can establish advanced weather forecasting and disaster alert systems that provide timely warnings about droughts, typhoons, or floods. Training communities can also uh, better disaster preparedness and response strategies, focusing on water conservation and infrastructure protection during crisis. That's all from me. Thank you, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.